Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
You know, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts. I think it's one of the top favorite podcasts in the world, This American Life. And the theme was Groundhog Day. And it just, I don't know, I have this feeling like I've been here before, like I've done this. But anyway, that's, it's deja vu, right? But let's carry on. We were going to talk about, it's that time of the year, New Year's resolutions. Mm-hmm. People are getting all bummed out because you wrote down whatever. You was all bust up New Year's Eve. You're all
excited about your New Year's resolutions.
Oahu burned down with the fireworks, putting your 10 things. I'm going to change. I'm going to make 2025 different. Mm-hmm. And you're writing those 10 things down, and maybe you did 2, maybe you did none. And you're bummed because you're like, hey, what do I need to do? Attilio, Adrienne, I need to listen to this real estate show because they give really good advice. So how to get your New Year's resolutions, kick them in gear and get going with those things and make a change. 3 words. I'm going to say 3 words, Adrienne. You can tell me, where did we get these 3 words from?
Okay.
Intention, mechanism, results.
Well, we got that from a training called the PSI Basic Seminar. Yes. It happens every 6 weeks. In fact, they're going to be having one coming up March 14th, 15th, and 16th. And there's going to be a free training on March 13th. So just stand by for that. But yeah, they have it every 6 weeks. And this is, part of the experience that you have. And it just really helps you to just get stuff done.
Well,
right?
Hey, if you got the perfect relationships, you have the perfect spiritual and faith journey, you got all the money you need in your checking account, you have the physical and mental well-being that's like 100%, then you don't need to listen to any of this stuff, and you're perfect, and I need to come visit you because I need to know what you're doing. But if you have any lack in those areas of your life that are causing you challenges, maybe take a look at PSI Basic as a weekend where you do an inner journey. You take a look at yourself, how you're behaving, why you behave that way, and then your close friends and relatives, why they behave and why they act that way, and get a deep understanding of it. So one of the things we talk about is intention. And what is intention, Adrienne? What's intention? We have pick something that would be on, what is on most people's New Year's resolutions?
A goal to lose weight.
No, that's not, and we don't say lose because when you lose something,
to release some weight.
To release it, because when you lose it, you want to find it.
That's right. We don't want it coming back.
So we don't want it coming. We want to release. But let's go even more generic. I want to get in better shape for the new year.
Yes.
Okay. And then so that's an intention. Mm-hmm. So if those 3 things added up to 100%. What percentage do people put with the different things? Mechanism is I'm going to go to the gym. Results is, hey, I look like totally awesome. I can go to my 30-year reunion and everyone's just going to compliment me. Results.
Yes.
So if you had to break it up 100%, where do most people say how do they break up the percentage?
Well, I mean, we heard a lot of different answers. But, what we all know is that it starts, it's there in your mind.
Yes.
You have to have a very strong mindset to get it done.
Let's just cut to the chase. What is the percentage of for each section? What is the answer that's going to get you the results to get in better shape?
100% intention.
100% intention. Things are created twice in this world. Things are created twice in this world. Not because I just said it twice. Stephen Jobs didn't poop out an iPhone. It was a thought in his mind, then his team, an intention, and then it was created. But if he was not 100% committed to one piece of technology that's probably changed, biggest change in world human history, then we would have no iPhone today, or maybe it would be like the B phone, and it would have been created by somebody else who had the thought.
The B phone.
The B phone. Maybe the P phone because they pooped it out. But anyway, 100% intention. Mm-hmm. Here's what we learned in that class. When you're 100% committed to a specific goal, the mechanism will start showing up in your life. People will start coming to you. You're not going to sit there and then, this is not like spontaneous. I'm going to get in shape and I'm going to, drive by to the parking lot of the gym, eat a Snickers, go home and tell everybody I went to the gym. No, you got to do the work and then you'll get the results. But if you're not 100% committed to the intention, you're not going to have the mechanisms and the results. So that's it.
Right.
All right.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right. So I want to talk about, speaking of intentions and goals, I want to give a shout out to Olivia Lynn.
Yes.
4 offers
Way to go,
accepted
Olivia.
in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So just want to celebrate the success of our team member spotlighting Olivia Lynn. And she's been with us for 4 years and an incredible asset to our team. So she's not only a buyer specialist, but she's helping the clients find their dream homes, but she's also the director of agent training.
Yes.
And why don't you share with our listeners about what actually happened in the last 4 weeks?
Let's take turns so they hear our different voices. Where are we at?
Right there.
Just recently, Olivia had 4 offers accepted in just 4 weeks, a huge accomplishment that highlights her hard work, expertise, and dedication to her clients.
Olivia, we're so proud of you and grateful to have you on the team. If you're looking for someone who knows the market and puts clients first, Olivia Lynn is the agent to call. Congrats, Olivia. Oh, and then I also want to give a shout out to her assistant, Bo.
Bo.
You can find him on our website.
Yes. We have pets on our website because they're just as valuable team members. If you don't believe that we're a pet-friendly office, just go to Meet the Team and you'll see our other furry
friends.
Furry unlicensed assistants that are on our team. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Olivia and superstars, we're constantly and always looking for new superstars to come join our team. Because people, they're military spouses, they PCS. People, move to the mainland, go to do different things. So people come and go, and we support them 100%, even when they leave. But we're always looking for replacements for our bench.
That's right.
And what can people do to?
Yeah. So if you're licensed already, maybe you're just not getting any traction at your current situation. You can head on over to jointeamlally.com.
That's jointeamlally.com. Say it one more time.
Jointeamlally.com. Or even if you're in the process of getting a license, that's not a problem as well. So just, go to jointeamlally.com and we will take you along through our process and see if we're a good fit.
Yeah, and then what's also on there is our Hawaii Career Night. So we have one coming up in April.
I believe it's April 7th.
April 7th.
Yes, at 6 o'clock.
So my birthday is April 1st, and all I want for my birthday is for people to come to Career Night. I don't want any gifts.
I don't want any cards.
I don't want any cupcakes. All I want is everybody to come to Career Night. So speaking of someone that is an expert in their particular career, their career is they will literally examine your house inside and out. Who's that, Adrienne?
That would be Kenji Vendetta of Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
Hey, Kenji. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. What you got for us this week?
This week is an infrared scan or an infrared camera.
Yeah.
So I've been coming across these properties where there's moisture that can't be detected with the naked eye.
Okay.
But we can pick them up with an infrared camera.
Yeah.
I just came from a property that, the drain, the washer drain line flooded.
Yeah.
It overflowed, and they thought they got all the residual water damage taken care of, the drywall, the immediate stuff.
Yeah.
Well, scanning it with an infrared camera, we found out there's water underneath the baseboards, underneath the floorboards. So from there, we're able to show it to the client. We're able to see it with the camera, and we can get the right vendors in there to remediate the situation, so that way we don't end up with a bigger issue, after closing.
Yeah.
Or 3-4 months down the line.
Yeah, we've had
the bigger issue would be like mold.
Yeah,
right?
we've had specifically clients come across that, and then they're like replacing appliances, and then find a whole bunch of mold behind, and then having to do all mold remediation, and in addition to replacing,
which can be thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
I mean, that can be a pretty pricey thing to miss.
Yeah.
On the inspection.
And so so you guys do that. Is that is that part of the standard part of your home inspection? Extra part?
That is part of our premium package with the infrared camera.
Yeah.
So we do a moisture detection for all of our packages, but the premium and prestige packages, that's where we bring in the camera, the infrared camera, that we see, things that the naked eye can't see.
Gotcha. And
do most people opt for that one? Because that sounds like it's a pretty important thing to be on the lookout for, especially with our climate here.
Yes. People want that peace of mind. They want to be able to see, if there's a potential risk or potential issue behind the walls. So they will opt for that. So that way, when they're asking for these things for remediation on the J1, they have proof of they're like, hey, there's an issue behind the wall. Here's pictures, here's proof. Get a vendor out there to remediate the situation.
Kenji, one of the things we tell buyers also that, a lot of times they want to be super aggressive and accommodating with their offer. So they'll say, like, should we just skip the home inspection? And we tell them, no, never, ever, ever skip the home inspection. If anything, you can just say it's going to be for informational purposes only. But I would tell you that any good realtor is going to tell their buyer or client, never, ever skip. There should never, Adrienne, have you ever heard of anybody like skipping a home inspection? There's if they live in it and they're buying it.
Yeah, like if the tenants are living in there and the tenants are buying it from the owners. Yeah. They're going to have a really good idea of what the condition is.
That may be the one exception, but
maybe if it's a complete tear down. Yeah. That would be.
Kenji's going to be situation. You got a whole pile of junk over here, at least 3 dumpsters full. Anything else? Okay, I'm out of here. So there are exceptions, but in a general, in the 80-90% of a basic transaction where you're buying the home and you're going to move in and live in it, 100% get a home inspection and
totally
100% call Kenji from Pillar to Post. Because we have no other people. Who else do you recommend? Kenji. And they're like, who else? Kenji. And then who else? Kenji. That's it. And they get the hint. This is it.
Well, thank you, Kenji, for your tip of the week.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
All righty.
All right. So that's Kenji Vendetta, Pillar to Post Home Inspections. He is one of the experts that we trust. Yeah. You can find out all about Kenji and his services by going to our resource tab on teamlally.com, and you'll find experts we trust right there. So
our experts we trust are also our radio show sponsors. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, I'll be pretty cool if I was a sponsor of the radio show because I want them to talk with me on the phone and talk about my business. All you got to do is send us an email to info@teamlally.com saying that I want to be the mega super sponsor of the Team Lally Radio Show. And we'll be happy to take you through the interview process for that. Because you can't just write a check and be it. I'll just tell you right now, we run a background check on you as an individual. We do a Better Business Review on your business. We're going to check out your reviews. So just so you know, that's how people get to be experts we trust. We don't just take a check and, oh, hey, you're an expert I trust.
So speaking of reviews, we're bringing out a review that's a little bit older. But
wait, hold on. Let me blow off the dust. Okay, go.
But it's still very relevant to what our team does. And we really appreciated our client taking the time to really articulate all of the hoops that our team jumped through for his family.
So take a look at it on social media. We're doing these video series. It's social media post series. It's called What Does Team Lally Do to Get a Home Sold? We do whatever it takes. And then we actually want to show you with the video actual homes and things that we've done and projects we've done. But go ahead, Adrienne. And let's read it fast because this is long.
This is from Matt Wharton. Yeah. And he says that, we engaged Team Lally to handle the estate sale of my family property on Oahu. There was a lot of sensitivity surrounding the transaction due to COVID. My family and I had to rely on the team to not only be our seller's agent, but also be our project manager to oversee the remote move out of the contents of the home, to oversee the numerous completion, cleanup, staging, and contractor closeout projects that had to get done effectively, and to show and sell the home. They also coordinated with local authorities on some permit issues that were standing in our way.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to paraphrase the rest because you guys are going to start going to sleep here because it's true. It's exciting. It's a super long review from our client, and then we'll read the last part. But basically what had happened was his brother who lived in this home. This was up at Laie Point. He lived in the front house. On the backside, he was building an ADU. And then in the yard, he had a 20-foot container with supplies and all of that. There was also a truck and also a motorcycle.
With no title.
And then the ADU, the accessory dwelling unit, was most of the way through the permitting process, but an electrical pole needed to be installed on property and then power brought to the ADU as well as the front house. We took care of all of that is where we came in. they had a sister or a sibling in New Zealand and one in California. None of the siblings stepped on island. We literally took care of everything.
And then I think Matt was in Texas, right?
Yeah, he was in Texas. They not one person stopped on island. We took care of everything and even packed up personal stuff. And here's what he said.
Just make sure to, because he's an investor and he's utilized realtors.
Yes, and that's the part I was going to go to. Okay. I've used the term team several times in this review, and I'll end with a comment on this aspect of their unique offering. They really put a full team on my project for the listing specialists, construction managers, transaction specialists to handle each unique area that needed to be checked off to get us through and across the finish line. No single realtor, no matter how experienced or dedicated, could have come close to delivering this level of service. And then read that part.
Yeah, so Matt is an experienced investor. He's been involved in many different types of transactions throughout the years. All across the country. And to help with different realtors, will help around the country with the deals. And that he just said that Team Lally exceeded all of his expectations as a savvy, experienced, and professional team, keeping my needs and those of my family at the forefront of this complex transaction.
Yeah, and you know what? Every transaction is complex. You know, you're thinking about packing up the stuff, to-do lists, getting everything all squared away on the outside of the house, inside of the house. For us, because we have a team of specialists that focus on different things, we have a listing manager. His name is Shane. He has a full-time personal assistant named Anna. Once we get it into escrow, we have a transaction coordinator, and then that person has a full-time assistant, and her name is Bernice. So and this is all in addition to the agent, the agent that you're working with that's on our team, or Adrienne and myself, and then behind the agents, all of us are also collaborating with each other, and we may not be speaking with you directly, but every week. What do we do on the Monday? It's just like somebody else we're about to bring on as far as keeping clients in the loop. But what do we do at Team Lally every single Monday to keep our clients in the loop?
Well, we're reaching out and giving them a phone call with a voice-to-voice conversation, updating them on everything. And it's just a time to get caught up and answer any questions.
Yeah.
However, if offers come in or things come up during the week, we're calling them right away.
Yeah. So speaking of someone that we trust with our own how we are going with our own estate planning, and Adrienne and I have personally used this person for our update, creating our trust, updating them. Who am I talking about, Adrienne?
That would be Amphay from the Estate Planning Group.
Hey, Amphay.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
What you got for us this week?
Friday.
Happy, yes.
As I'm speaking with you, of course I have you on Bluetooth. I'm actually on my way to Queens Hospital.
Cool.
This is my second trip there in the last 3 days to meet with families. And I just, it's just, it's not a good feeling, to go and visit families, to work on their estate plans.
Yeah.
In the hospital room or waiting area, it's just, my things to families is, do your plans, please don't wait for these crisis situations.
Yeah.
This is not good conversations to have, it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going there to help people with their estate planning and this and that, and
he's saying be proactive instead of reactive, because I think that you're in a better mental state when you're being proactive versus there's some kind of a crisis and now you're kind of in the panic mode. Right?
What do you? So Amphay, what do you think is the minimum that people need to have in their lives to have a trust? Everybody thinks you got to be super wealthy and have multi-million-dollar estates to have a trust. Though we know a lot of famous people with hundreds of millions of dollars in their estate and they don't even have a trust. Prince, Aretha Franklin, Ronald McDonald. No, I don't know Ronald McDonald. It's a fictional character. He couldn't have had a trust. But anyway, Aretha Franklin and Prince were two. What is the minimum threshold for people to have in their lives for them to have a trust, in your opinion?
In my opinion, if any of these, pertains to families, they have to look at doing their planning.
Yeah.
If you're married with children, if you have a property, you own a business, you have loved ones that have a disability or special needs, or you have a blended family.
Yes.
Okay? All of these scenarios, if any one of these scenarios apply to you, please look at doing your planning, because the consequences of not planning may be where now the law does not do what you think it's going to do with regards to your assets and your estate.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, and I think from the psychological standpoint, Adrienne, does everybody want to deal with and dive deep on their death? What do you think, Adrienne?
No, it's probably not the funnest topic.
Yeah, it's like bringing it up at birthday parties, baby's first birthday, wedding. No, nobody's talking about, when I die.
But I think as you get older, I mean, it does become more of a topic. Like the elderly people are, doing that. But still, like, no one's promised tomorrow. So it's never too early to just start this plan, because you never know what could happen, especially if you have children
Did you ever see that movie Pollyanna? Did you ever, Adrienne? You ever seen that movie?
Not.
There's a scene in there with the Reverend. They're at the church in this old, town, and the Reverend starts off his sermon, and like when you go to church, everybody all falling asleep, and then he goes, "Death comes unexpectedly!" Like he just yells it, and everybody's like, "Wah!" But I just that scene popped up in my head about trust and stuff. And that death is not something that is on your calendar. For most of us, it is not a planned event. And that always begs the question. Amphy, here's my question for you regarding this topic. Same thing for you, Adrienne. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know when you're going to die, or you don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
No.
Amphy, what about you?
But all I do know is that Amphy helped me to have everything in order, so that if it happens tomorrow, it's all organized.
What about you, Amphy? You want to know or don't want to know?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I like certainty. I like planning.
Yeah.
So, then I can better plan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
As you said, as uncomfortable as the conversation is, I just kind of think about my current situation there. Like, can you imagine not having a conversation at the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember
it makes it even 10 times worse. So.
And I remember you said, too, it really tears people, families apart when you don't clearly communicate in writing, in a document to people what your wishes are. Because I remember you telling us the story where Mom, they're like, do we want to marry Mom with the glasses or no glasses? Mm-hmm. And they were arguing because, no, she always had the glasses. But then they were like, when she's sleepy, she didn't want the glasses. And they were going back and forth. Whereas if Mom just said, bury me, and you guys not too good looking, so I don't want to have my glasses on. No. You guys are beautiful, and I want to see you, so make sure I bury you with my glasses. But if she had said that, then it would have eliminated that contention within the family. Yeah? Remember that story you shared with us?
Mm-hmm. Those little things.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I use the word amazing not in that way, but really about, emotionally families as they're going through these crises and these situations, the things that come up and, how it just becomes like just an additional, just an additional stressors that are added, and it's just so unfortunate, know.
They always say we only have two guarantees in life, death and taxes, but Willie Nelson and Wesley Snipes proved that you don't need to pay taxes, but Garens Bovarens, that Wesley Snipes and Willie Nelson and all of us are all going out the same way, in an urn or one box. But Amphy, any other nuggets you want to share with people to get them compelled to put together their trust before we let you go? Anything else? For estate planning.
Look at your family.
Yeah.
You want to protect.
Oh, he dropped. He was in the elevator. You're there. You're back. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guy. Like I said, I'm in the garage of Queen's Hospital on my way to such a devastating news, devastating situation, and it's just very, very unfortunate that we meet in these circumstances, which I don't wish upon any family, let alone, I'm just glad that I can help,
Yeah, your advice to the people is very compelling, because right now you're going to the hospital to deal with this because the family didn't do necessarily all the planning, so it's better. And
they're scrambling here.
They're scrambling, so take a note from the actual experience that Amphy is right now and get this. Call him up.
Yes.
Get it done now. Thanks, Amphy.
Don't wait.
Thanks, Amphy.
Thank you, Amphy.
We'll let you go serve this family.
Guys.
Thank you.
Hey, have a blessed weekend. Aloha.
Regarding death, I want to die like my grandfather in his sleep, except like his passengers who were screaming.
Okay, so Amphay can be reached on Experts We Trust. It's under the resource tab, and you can find out all about Amphay. I think we have some videos and stuff in there, but he's wonderful. Just give him a call. Just talk story. He'll come up with a good plan and he'll execute. Yeah, he makes it very easy. He's a very personable man with just a big heart. Yeah,
if you're listening to this and you're on the Big Island. Not the Big Island. If you're on the other islands or the neighbor islands, he can also do a Zoom. He's actually even flown over to the other islands to meet with family because he'll meet with a couple of them all at the same time. So don't feel that if you're not on Oahu that you cannot be served by Amphay. And by the way, Amphay is a PSI grad, so he has a similar mindset as far as serving others, coming from contribution and always making sure that we are always treating people in the best way possible. All right. So we are going to take a quick break. Yeah. But when we come back, we have some more interesting topics. We're going to talk about some rental situation. We're going to talk about rentals and self-management. We're going to talk about the 3 biggest mistakes that sellers make today. So stay with us.
Decades 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, $10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I am still Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
I was thinking of my grandfather. His name was Attilio. Mm-hmm. My dad's name is Attilio, a former fire chief. I was talking to my dad the other day. He used to be retired 18 years. Attilio K. Leonardi. Former fire chief for the Honolulu Fire Department.
He can still fit in his formal suit from when he was like 19 years old. Right?
And it's a sad thing that it's been, my condolences seriously go out to the family of the firefighter that recently perished in the line of duty. It's been a long time since that's happened. And having my dad be a fireman, that would be always the thing that we're wondering, would he be coming back? Because they're on shift and they're not coming back, so my heart goes out to him. But my dad, interesting thing, how things change as far as like costs and stuff. When he was originally, do you remember what he said? What the monthly salary was?
Like I think it was like $700 or
$600.
$600 a month.
And you went to Sears and you got a custom dress uniform made back then and there, and it cost $400. So you fast forward to today, that would be like you're getting paid $6,000 a month, and you got to go spend $4,000 on a suit. Mm-hmm. So, and he still has this suit till this day,
and it fits him.
And it fits him, and unfortunately, he wore it to the funeral for this fallen fireman. So, again, our hearts and minds and souls go out to that family, and we wish you the best and all of that good stuff. So, we said we were going to talk about some things after the break. We got to talk about those things. Was lying.
Yeah, let's talk about, since we don't have Duke on with his property management tip of the week, let's talk about a situation that we've recently come across, and we just want to share this story.
The situation is self-management, or what we call FRBO, for rent by owner.
For many, many years.
Or we have professional management. And so what are the pros and cons? Let's go through that. And what we're going to share with you is a real-life example. So what we have is a family that's been renting and I don't want to say who the family is or what part of the island, because I want to keep it super.
Yes, we'll keep it generic.
Confidential.
Yeah.
But they have a home somewhere on Oahu, and the market rent on that home is, and this is from, by the way, if you call Duke and his team, even if you're another agent, whatever, he'll give you a free rental analysis.
Yes.
It's like, I have a headache, and you get to go to a brain surgeon to be diagnosed. He's going to give you literally the best care possible.
Single family home. Yes, and we looked up like what is the Section 8 rental for Honolulu County, and it's about $2,900 for a 3-bedroom.
And I got to tell you, you know, there's a lot of segueing a little bit, a lot of myths regarding Section 8 renters. They don't take care of blah blah blah. No, they're on that list for a long time, and I personally have a property in Wahiawa, and I told my PM from Duke's team, I want a Section 8 person in there, because not about money, not about profit, not about any of that, but unless enough of us landlords step up and make it available for Section 8, we're never going to address this housing shortage that we have here and there. And it's a trickle-down thing, but you're taking one family that might be ending up living in their car on the streets. Do the Section 8. I love my Section 8 people. They've been in there for 6 years now. I didn't even know, but I got some kind of bonus. I'm not saying you're going to get one now, but there's nothing. I get the rent every month.
Section 8 rental is, for Honolulu County, was about $2,900. This particular situation.
For this area and this home. Not everywhere. For
this situation, the rent that they were getting was about $1,250. And it's been that way for many, many years.
And they had negative cash flow of about $300 a month. Now, that was okay in the beginning, but as their
situations change.
As their situation's changing and the family needs more money or less income, that $300 can kind of create a lot of stress.
Yeah. So we did. We had Duke and his team run a rental estimate for this area, and the range for this area is for 3-bedroom is between $2,300 and $2,800. So what we did was we took it right in the middle and said, okay, let's say we get $2,600, and then after the GET and management fees, the net to the owner would be $2,223.
$2,223,
that's $1,000 more per month.
So here's the trap people fall into. I don't like hire a property manager because I don't want to pay that 10%. Well, what happens is you don't have the extra. That's like saying, you know what? I don't want to go hospital, get brain surgery. I just going to do them at home in my garage, watch a couple of YouTube videos, save money. No, and then you're dead. So the point being is that if they had this thing professionally managed, they would have positive cash flow.
They would have been having their rent adjusted upwards every year based on the market. Instead of just leaving it from 15 years ago, whatever that rent rate was.
Here's the thing, too, is that you landlock in. So landlock means that, I have a boat, and unless you're Noah, God is not going to make it rain for 40 days and 40 nights, and then the ocean will come to you. So what that means is when you landlock the tenant in place, their financial thermostat, they get used to paying whatever, the $1,350. And then when it's time to go sell the house and they're looking for places to rent, it's $2,500. And then
or more.
It's like a super stressful kind of thing for their client, as opposed to it sounds counterintuitive, but you're doing the family a favor. You're doing them right by raising the rent to market value, because nobody's ever going to rent one place forever and ever and ever. You know, your family has different needs and it's going to change. And so when it comes time for them to move out, financially, their financial thermostat can handle that rent for the same place somewhere else.
Yeah, they've been crippled by that because
atrophied.
They're spending because they have extra money.
They spend it.
So they have a lot of different bills that maybe they have, gotten used to.
I want to go over a conversation I had with Aiden from Tennessee.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's his nickname, but his given name is Matthew. And he's a young kid, 18 years old, and he just called our hotline. Why did he call our hotline?
Because he's friends with my son.
Aiden.
And he told him to call.
Call my mom.
Yep, because he wanted to buy a house.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you should call my mom. So the guy he calls him, and I answer the phone. So Adrienne and I will answer the hotline calls too. So don't be surprised if who you're hearing on this show answers the phone and goes, hello. Anyway, so I started talking with this guy. He's like, my name's Aiden. I'm like, I'm calling for Adrienne. I was like, this is crazy, but do you know her son? Her oldest, his name is Aiden. Yeah, I'm in HVAC school with him in Tennessee. Oh, all right. Okay, how's he doing? Yeah, he's doing good. So he was in class. Anyway, I spent at least 20 to 30 minutes on the phone with Aiden, talking about the process for home ownership. And I kind of want to hit those highlights real quick, because there's a lot of people out there that we want to bust that myth that our kids do not need to leave here and go move to Vegas. You can buy a home right here in Hawaii. And if you don't believe it, why don't you call us and we'll bust that myth with you. We'll work side by side with you. And I don't care if you got no credit, whatever your situation is, you call us, we'll meet you where you're at and educate you to where you need to be.
Take some baby steps.
Some baby steps. So here's what I told him. I said, first thing, I have no credit. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to work on getting some kind of credit card or, apply for one, see if you can get one that way, and then get a secured credit, which means you put up money, and then you're just showing a credit history. So you're building your credit, right? So that would be one thing. What do they do? So what else they got to do, Adrienne? What else would they advise? So I'm saying this is how you build your credit. Baby steps.
Just start a separate account for savings for that down payment.
And I want to talk to you guys about Parkinson's law. Not Parkinson's disease where you're forgetting things, and that's the old age people thing. Parkinson's law is this, that whatever money is left over in your checking account after you pay your bills, you're going to spend it. So the technique is create a different bucket. Like I literally told Aiden, you're going to open up a checking account, which is free, not a savings account, a free checking account in a completely different bank. And you're going to put in, and I told him, I don't care, put $10 a month. Well, first of all, he had what is it? What's the Dave? I told him listen to Dave Ramsey's podcast every week.
Yeah.
And Dave Ramsey says
the emergency fund.
What does he call it? I forgot. He has a name for it. Anyway, $1,000. Put $1,000 into a checking account. That is for that is for emergencies. I have a flat tire. I got to fix something in my car. I got some kind of emergency. But you don't put it on a credit card. That's that. And then you have your regular checking account, which is all your income and your bills coming in and out. And then there's a third checking account, different bank. And I told them, go online when you get that account set up and change the name of it. You're right. You can go online and change the name of the account.
You can give the names. You can give it any name.
So I said, this is the name of that account, Aiden's Baller Home. And he laughed. And I said, he said, what'd you say, Uncle? I said, he didn't say Uncle. He's from the mainland, but he was like Mr. Leonardi or whatever. Mister. He's very respectful. People in Tennessee, they're so polite. I was at the airport over there in Tennessee and North Carolina. They're so, even the TSA, every place, maybe Hawaii, they're polite.
It's the Southern hospitality.
Yeah, like even in the most grumpiest job, they're like, hello, sir. Hello. They're so polite. Anyway, so I said, rename that online account. And by the way, if you have anything, so I'm going to share something with you guys. It's from Dave Ramsey. It's completely insane. It's crazy. It's totally out of this world. You ready? When you want something, put enough money away for a couple of months till you have enough cash to pay for it. I know it sounds insane, but what you're going to do is like, let's say it's a vacation one. You know, our awesome baller vacation fund, change the name of it, put it in a separate bank. American Savings Bank. I have like, I don't know, 8 checking accounts, but it's all free.
That's
I have
good.
a couple in Bank of Hawaii, a couple in American Savings. Do I have some sort of? But anyway.
Well, sometimes you just forget about these different accounts that you have.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of this other thing. I don't know what it is, but it's unclaimed money.
Yes.
Anyway, Google it. State of Hawaii unclaimed money. It's going to take you to a state.
Like checks that you forgot to cash.
Yeah, it just, people send you checks and then it didn't cash and then it goes to this thing. Well, I went, my sister told me, and then I went over there and there was like, I had an escrow from a house or a transaction that I did.
Forgot to cash the check.
And there was a check that was sent to me by escrow. Maybe it never reached me. Guess how much?
Like $2,000.
$2,000. Holla for $2,000. Yeah. Now, I think it's like if it's over $50, you got to have the form notarized by the state of Hawaii. If it's under $50, I had like some, you know, you get those lawsuits where, yeah, it was a $50 billion lawsuit for AT&T subscribers, and here's your $2.49.
Yes.
And so I got those two.
Okay.
Put them away. But anyway, home ownership. Get a separate savings account to get checked. Here's the first thing I told them. First thing you want to do is get educated. I guarantee you in every state, and I looked it up in 2 seconds, there is a nonprofit.
Yep.
And what's our favorite nonprofit for homeowner education here in Hawaii?
The Hawaii Home Ownership Center.
Say it again.
The Hawaii Home Ownership Center, which we've had them on our show many times.
Yeah.
And
Call Rena.
Yeah, they're doing great things in the community.
They're doing great things.
A lot of resources.
I think it's like $50, and there's online Zoom training, and you can go back and do it again and do it again and do it again. And then it's for your whole household. So all your family, all your kids, you got young teenagers, make them go through this home ownership training program. It's a nonprofit. It's free. So the very first step is getting educated and figuring out what you don't know. Yeah. So.
Okay. So moving on
mistakes?
to the selling side, because we talked about the buying. Now we're going to talk about the 3 biggest seller mistakes today.
Okay. Here we go. Number one. By the way, if you get this one wrong, it doesn't matter. The other mistakes don't matter.
Yep. This is the most important thing.
This one is the most important. And it is what, Adrienne? Read it.
Pricing the home too high.
And I will tell you right now, it's like I'm the great Karnak from Johnny Carson. I'm dating myself because 90% of our listeners are like, who's Johnny Carson? He's dead. But anyway, he would do this bit where he was pretend he could like have something in an envelope and he would know he would have the answer and then he would say something and then the answer would be in the envelope. Here's the deal. I can look at any property of any real estate on the planet Earth, and if it's been on the market for 100, 200, 300 days, I don't need to know anything about the property. I don't need to know what kind of property, what it's located, what condition. Our Garans Bobarans will tell you it's overpriced.
Yeah, so sellers think that they should price high to leave room for negotiation. We hear that frequently.
Wrong! That's wrong!
But that can scare off today's cautious buyers.
Because they won't even bother.
Yeah, instead, trust your agent's expertise to price it right from day one. We even have an example of this in our seller consult. Yeah.
Wait. What was
our seller
something else we were calling it?
Strategy. Our
seller strategy.
Yeah.
Home selling strategy meetings that we do with people. We can do it online or in person. I can even meet you at the beach.
We have some real life examples of that.
I can do a caveman listing presentation. Meet me at the beach. I'll get one stick and I will even draw it out on the sand in between the waves.
Okay, next.
But wait.
Yes.
There's another component with price, time.
Yes.
What's the thing about time? Because that's not in here, but we know it because we've done, 1,700 transactions, been doing this for 20 years. So there's price and there's time. What's the time thing?
Oh, well, I think it ties into like what you just talked about when you see a home that's been on the market for 200 plus days.
200, 300 days.
Yeah, like buyers are automatically going to think that there's something wrong with the home or it must be priced too high. Why doesn't anyone else want to buy it? So you need to get the home sold quickly. Otherwise, the buyer psychology is, they're not going to want to be acting on that home.
Yeah, because when we're in our selling strategy meeting with everybody, and then I ask the question, because, by the way, use the Socratic method when you're trying to educate people. Don't just tell them and vomit the information all over them. Ask them a question and have them come to it. That's what Socrates told me the other day in my instructor training program with him. But That's what you want to do. So we always ask the question. We asked this one question. You just said it. Mm-hmm. We asked this one question, and 99%, regardless of their economic background, their experience or non-experience in buying and selling real estate, they all say the same thing, literally quoting each other. What is it? Well, so when a home's on the market for 200-300 days, what comes to your mind?
What's wrong with that house?
What's wrong with the house? And I always say, even if you
there must be something wrong with the house. Why doesn't anyone want it?
Gold-plated toilet seats in the house, and champagne fountain machine. They're always going to think something's wrong with the house. Okay, pricing
next.
Too high.
So the next biggest mistake is skipping repairs.
Okay.
Which we have a solution for that with our 10K for upgrades.
10K for upgrades. Now, we'll spend more if it's necessary and the numbers make sense, but we will personally put up our own money to put it into there. And then are they talking about what kind of repairs?
Yeah, so here's why. So like the leaky faucet or squeaky door might not seem like a big deal, but the buyers notice. Yeah. And small issues can make them wonder if bigger problems are lurking.
What else is wrong with this house?
Fix the little things up front. It'll pay off. We had Kenji on earlier, and he does have this, this seller package where you do the inspection and you just address everything in the home inspection up front.
Yeah, by the way, Adrienne and I will come through, or our team members will come through, and we're going to walk through your home. Mm-hmm. We're going to walk through your home, and we're going to pretend. Adrienne's like, hi, I'm Mrs. Buyer. And I'm like, hi, I'm Mr. Buyer. And we're going to walk you through your home, like all the hundreds and hundreds of buyers that we represented, and all the stuff. They're like, oh my, no, what's up with that? And then, oh shoot, what's up with that? And we're going to address those things, take pictures, give you this huge to-do list. Now, don't freak out if you don't do everything on the to-do list. If you just got an A, like 90%, 80%, the hard work that they do in property prep, what's the reward?
Oh, well, the home will sell for more money in a shorter amount of time. Yeah.
More money sooner.
And less negotiations, which is the third biggest mistake, where sellers are refusing to negotiate.
I've had sellers that the offer comes in, they're like, no.
Decline. Decline, rejected.
3 snaps, not even responding. Yes. No, talk to the hand, all of that. And then we're like, no.
You always counter.
Always counter.
Even if it's back at full price.
Let's say
always counter.
Let's say you're selling a condo for $400,000 and they offer you $1. Check your ego at the door. Don't be insulted. And then you're going to counter them back at $410,000 for such a lowball offer. No. Counter them. By the way, all you got to do is go like this. You know what you do as a seller to counter them? Attilio, Adrienne, counter them. And then we do all the paperwork and follow up.
Yeah.
So don't be insulted by any offers. In fact,
just don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally. I know it's your home. You're like, we raised our kids here. That's all they're offering to us? Mm-hmm.
Because the buyers don't have that sentimental value. They're looking at numbers, and maybe they have their own budget or agenda. So, don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally. We got Benji's trophies all up in the closet. He played AOSO. He never scored any goals, but he's a beautiful kid. They got to offer more for a house than that. No, because you're taking it personal.
Yep. So just stay flexible, work with your agent, and create a win-win deal.
And by the way, I will tell you, here's the number one skill set that you're looking for in an agent that's going to represent you in a sale. Mm-hmm. They need to be a knuckle-dragging, thick-necked MMA fighter that's going into the cage match called negotiations. Negotiations, because I think that's critically important. And it's more than just price. There are terms in the contract, credits, repairs, this and that, validating how the price point that we come up with, having counter responses to why they want it. Because here's the deal.
Or sometimes there's things that you don't even think about, like your holding costs and opportunity costs, and what kind of numbers are we looking at there?
Ooh, that's what we tell people.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to factor in, not just like the price and the terms, but let's look at the whole picture. Yeah.
The longer your home sits on the market, you are doing automatic price reductions. Why?
Because you pay the mortgage, property taxes, maintenance fees. Yeah, all of that. You're doing an automatic price reduction every month.
So basically, if you have a good team that comes in and takes a look at your home, gets it ready for sale, crunches the number, and by the way, it's always an active crunching of the number. We even do it the night before we go active, is that if your home is priced well, shows well, and then has awesome marketing, is where we come in. You should have an offer, and if your house is between, between $0 and let's say $2 million.
Yeah.
What's the honeymoon period? When are they going to get an offer?
I would say between 30 to 45 days.
Bingo.
In the higher, more luxury market, there are less buyers, so those time frames are going to be different.
They're going to be longer. That's a different animal altogether.
But yeah, so that's a reasonable amount of time. Also, too, like during certain parts of the year, things are a little busier than others.
I just want to compliment Leah, our producer in the studio. She has these new laminated signs that gives us a countdown for how much time we have left in our shows. And I remember when I was a young kid and I had to cross the street and I had my auntie, the crossing guard. And she would
She's
say,
like the crossing guard for our radio show?
She'd be standing in the crosswalk with the cars with her tittabon, and she's like, don't even think about running these kids over. That just popped in my head. She's like Auntie with the tittabon telling us you can cross now, or we have 3 minutes left in the show.
Yes.
With her sign. That's awesome.
Anything that you want to touch on before we wrap it up, Attilio? What else? What else?
There's like so much stuff on our shows. We always have more things to talk about than we have time to talk about them. So if there's anything, let's say you I want to know more about that. Attilio, that joke you told was so hilarious that I want to repeat it to my family. All you got to do is send us an email. If there's any kind of questions you want that answered live on our show, we're happy to answer them and go a little deeper. Oh, by the way,
email us info@teamlally.com and we'll answer your question.
Any questions, or maybe you're like, you know what, Attilio, we've had people email us and complain about my dad jokes.
Yes.
And then I'm just going to tell you that it just makes me do them more. As any good dad would, when the kids are like, Dad, it just makes us do more. So only compliment me about the dad joke.
Or maybe you can
submit one.
Yeah, submit a dad joke that is not terrible that Attilio can read.
My personal opinion is the worse the joke is, the more funny it is. It's like so bad. It's like going so bad, like it's totally pegging out so bad that it is funny because it's so bad. I mean, that is a dad joke. So speaking of dad jokes,
we're done with our show.
We're done with our show?
Speaking of dad jokes.
Never mind. I'll tell you next week.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Which is Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji of Pillar Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson, Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphy with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino, Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle of Impact Wealth Solutions.
Brian with Cleanscape LLC. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.